Stop just monitoring your machines and start monitoring your production. Because here at MachineMetrics, they are passionate and firm believers of manufacturing and production intelligence. You ever had any issues connecting your ERP with your machine fleet? Yeah, so has everybody else. But today we're revealing to all of you a revolutionary, never been seen or done before technology. And who better than the team at MachineMetrics? We're gonna hand things off to my man Arthur to jump right in.
Awesome, thank you, Eddie. I'm here with my buddy Rutherford. Rutherford, we have a beautiful display up here on the screen. Can you tell me what's going on here? What am I looking at?
Oh, this is an amazing production schedule that uses real-time information to tell you when jobs are going to get done.
Hold on, I don't have to use pen and paper or Excel sheets?
No, not at all. I mean, we have so many customers who use a schedule that they built in their ERP with standards that may be out of date, and they can never understand exactly when things are going to get done. And so we decided to give them a better tool because they've been using whiteboards and Excel to kind of make things happen. So we digitized the entire thing.
I love it. I had an ERP system when I was still on the shop floor, and I'll tell you what, I put stuff in and I used an Excel spreadsheet and a bunch of pen and paper because I hated it. So I can't wait to learn more about what you got here. So take me through this. How does this revolutionize it? What difference does it make for the machine shops out there?
All right, well, the first thing is we have an estimated time to complete. It's an ML-based engine that looks at lots of different data, mostly the active cycle time that's on the machine, to calculate when that job's going to be done. We predict the availability or the utilization of the machine and a number of other different data signals to identify when that job is going to be done. But we also predict when the next job in queue is going to start and when it's going to be done, and then the next job after that, and the next job for every machine in your shop floor.
Okay, so if I'm getting it right, then you got CNC Swiss 1, and we kind of go down the board, so that's each of the different machining centers, and then as we move right, that looks like it's the next jobs.
That's the next jobs that are up to go.
You've done a good job on the UI. This is the first time I'm looking at it, and I actually understand what I'm looking at. Hey, that says a lot. So what do the different colors mean? I noticed there's a few different colors up there.
Yeah, absolutely. So if it's gray, that means it's on time, but if it's orange, that means it's at risk of being late. So if you want to focus on on-time delivery, you want to get rid of all your orange and make it as clear as possible.
I love the color code. That makes it really simple, way better than my pen and paper and my Excel spreadsheets and the ERP I never used. So what about the red and the exclamation marks and the little caution symbols? What's that all about?
So for example, let's look at this one on CNC Swiss 1. I get a little stop sign here. Even though this one's not going to be late, that means it's not ready to run, but it's the next up. So what I want to do is, if I see this there and this job is not ready to run, I'm going to go over here to my schedule work. I'm going to click this button right here, and this gives me a job to do something about it. So I can take this job, since it is ready to run, and move it right in front of it. I can also schedule work through drag and drop, and the schedule recalculates using real-time information every time a cycle changes and every time you make a change like this into the event.
Okay, but I also noticed that one stayed orange. Is orange a good color for this?
It's still not a good color, so it's still going to be done late.
So is there a way we can drill into that a little bit?
Yeah, so if I can run this on another machine where I can get it to be clear, I can drag and drop to another machine. Now,
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, so these are the ways that you can make and control your schedule, and I've never seen an ERP schedule survive the reality of the shop floor. And so this is something the shop floor manager can use to make those changes dynamically, and that information is immediately communicated to the rest of the shop.
Well, I love how clear this is, and I'm going to throw it over back to my buddy Tony. Thank you so much, Rutherford.
Thank you.
ERP? I don't need no stinking ERP. We're about to change your mind, Josh. What do we got?
Yeah, so we make ERP connectors as well. So in order to get all that information that we're pushing into the production schedule, you need a connection to your ERP. So we built a bunch of ERP connections: Epicor Kinetic, Infor Visual, JobBoss Squared, Microsoft D365, that we make it stupid simple to actually connect to an ERP, which no other company are doing right now.
That's fantastic, because sometimes I can be stupid simple. So I own a machine shop. I'm still not sold yet. Why is this so amazing?
Yeah, so no other company is doing this. We are putting these integrations directly on the edge device, so they're living right at home on the on-premise at the company, and they connect directly to your ERP. All you have to do is just enter your credentials, test your connection. We sync directly to the ERP, we map your data into MachineMetrics, and now we have work order information directly connected to your real-time machine data.
That seems absolutely incredible. Why hasn't anybody done this before?
Because it's a hard problem to solve, and we really wanted to solve a really hard problem.
Yeah, well, that makes sense to me. All right, let's go over to Graham and Arthur. Take it away.
Awesome, thank you, Tony. Now, Graham, I'm looking at a screen, and look, I've used ERP systems in the past. I hated them. How is this any different? How are you making it different?
All right, well, first of all, right, ERP systems, they're rife with manual data collection, time-consuming analytics, and reality is, we know that they're only as good as the data that goes into them, right? So here's the thing, right? Old school job tracking used to have operators walk all the way over to some terminal, enter part counts that they believe that they made, right? And then essentially push that data back into the ERP, and that leaves the system rife with estimations, and that's a problem, right? We knew that there was a better way to do that. So let me show you exactly how that works. Might want to put that down just a little bit. All right, so essentially now operators can quickly and easily log in to their station with just a couple clicks. As you see here, my name is Alex. It's actually Graham. That's all good. All right, now I'm logging in at my station. Boom, all right, now we know. You can also use an RFID swipe. Boom, all right, we're in. Now, when a machine starts running, okay, you load the program onto the machine, right? The machine starts running, right? We know that the machine is in a setup because it hasn't made straight cycles, right? Once the machine makes 3 straight cycles, we know it's in production. We backdate all that time previously as setup, call that automated setup detection, all right? Now the machine starts running, right? We know which operation is running on the machine because we're connected to the CNC, right? So essentially, the machine starts running, it starts making parts, right? We track the status of that production in real time. Now, when the machine program finishes, right? Or when the programmer or the operator stops the machine, they are provided with a labor ticket, right? And that labor ticket is automatically propagated by real-time data from the machine. No need for manual data entry. And what makes that even cooler is if you have an in-process probe, right? You can automatically reject parts from that production run or that work order. All you got to do is operator looks at it. He says, "Oh, yep, that's what I did." Submits that ticket back into the ERP, and immediately is presented the next operation in the schedule that they can get started on the next work. And that's how it works.
Well, that is absolutely fantastic, Graham, and that is so much easier than the standard ERP solution that I'm used to seeing. I used to be the guy where I'd have to sit down in a boardroom once a week, once a month. I'd have to go over everyone's clock. Nope, you're wrong, no wrong. I know you did not make 10,000 parts yesterday. You probably made 10, but those fat fingers when you do the manual data entry. So the fact that you guys have actually automated this and made it a flawless situation that requires minimal input, maybe a couple quick verifications, and away you go. I can't wait to learn more.
And listen, the machine data doesn't lie, right? It tells a story of what's going on, right? But the problem is that story ends at the machine, right? We knew that that data needed to go back into your operational systems to make the rest of that more intelligent, right? And that's what production intelligence is all about, right? It doesn't stop at the machine. It's all about using that information, that real-time accurate information, to make all of the rest of our business smarter.
I love the smarter angle, and I also love the fact that there's going to be way less manual data entry. That means everyone in the shop is contributing value where they are experts in, because we're not all expert data analysts.
That's right. I mean, you don't have to be a data scientist to use this. You don't need to be a custom coder, system integrator, developer. This is easy enough so somebody like me can use it. And trust me, I'm not an engineer, so.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Graham. We're going to kick it back over to Tony.
All right.
Did Graham just say I'm not an engineer? Because he sure sounds like one, but we're gonna get into production analytics. Let's dive into one of my favorite subjects, which is just getting to know things a little deeper and a little better, right?
Absolutely. So production analytics allows you to use this data in your morning rituals, your weekly rituals, where you can identify where you have work that's falling behind, it's not meeting your standards, it's running slower than it has in the past.
That happens to me every Monday and Friday when I'm at my machine shops. I'm running a little slower than I'm supposed to be, but I think you have some answers to that, don't you?
Yeah, well, you can definitely tell when you've had a cup of espresso when you look at this data here. So let me dive in here. So basically, when you're running your jobs, because we have the ERP connector, we can quickly identify when you have completed work, when you have in progress work, and then drill in here. And if you want to look at just say last week, we can identify where the biggest outliers are. So right here we have a cycle time that's slower than expected. This is coming from ERP. We can see that we're running here 7 minutes slower than the standard that's out of the ERP. But we're also tracking against baseline. So we go back up to 20 runs, 20 previous work orders, and we look at the worst offenders that are running slower than what you have in the past. And that's this list right here. So if we drill in, we can really see the details and understand why these issues are happening. So,
one of my favorite things to do is drill in because I always like to learn more. In doing this, is there anything you guys can't do? I mean, I've been in a machine shop, I've run machine shops, I've run 4-acre facilities before, and everything seemed to be tribal knowledge, but you guys are diving in so well that I wouldn't have any more guesswork, would I?
no, I mean, the thing is that we really understand the context of the data between the ERP connection, between the machine connection. There's no input required from the operator, and we're able to really get to the answers fast.
So let's actually dive into all the analytics we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's find out why this particular work order is behind standard so much. So by drilling in, you can actually see exactly what happened in that work order from the beginning to the end, whether it's in setup, production, running or not. And then we track your OE performance compared to your baseline, and you can see, this one is coming up. It's running about half of what your normal baseline would be. And then by looking at your cycle times, you can see why this is standing out. Where our standard is 45 minutes, we're actually running at 52 minutes. So, but the other thing we can do is by going to our cycles report. If you look at touch time, that big red pie there is because that touch time is varying all over the place. There's a big opportunity to improve. And then finally, if you go into the history, this is where you can see performance over time. Look at this. Your cycle time running over the past year and a half is getting slower and slower. We've got a problem. You can see that right in the trend here. And this data helps you dive right in so you can even understand, for example, where that downtime is coming from to improve your OEE. So right here, we understand your gap time shift to shift is causing 800 hours of downtime for that entire run of that particular part sequence.
Absolutely insane when you think about how much time is being wasted, right?
Absolutely, and you know what? This data is pulled automatically, so you don't have to be sitting there like drilling into the data, looking at paper. It's all there right on your fingertips. And it's right here in production analytics.
Well, I have to ask you before we bring Eddie back on camera to close this out. Have I asked you all the questions you need to be asked today, my friend? I know there's so much to learn with MachineMetrics.
Yeah, there really is. I mean, there's even all the reporting is very configurable. You can design it the way you want. It could be replace your Gemba meetings with a digital Gemba board. It's really a powerful system that we're really excited to unveil here at IMTS.
You make me want to go back to the machine shop and get back into this kind of stuff again. I appreciate you guys. Now, when you get into machine monitoring, when you get into machine metrics, as they say right here, smart manufacturers use production intelligence. We're going to bring Eddie back on for a closing statement just to say how profound this is and how it can help your shops.
If you're having data problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but production ain't one. Hey, if you're having those connectivity problems, we're solving all of them with this revolutionary, never before seen technology. Make sure you check it out here at MachineMetrics. Everyone, this is Eddie with MTD CNC. We'll see you next time.